Joshua chapter 5, verse 4 says, "And this is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the males of the people who came out of Egypt, all the men of war, had died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt." Okay, so Joshua 5, verse 4 gives us the reason for the circumcision. This is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All right, so this is the reason. So it causes us to really sit up in our seat and to pay attention. Why? Because we find out the reason why this even had to happen. All the males of the people who came out of Egypt, all the men of war, they had died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt. Okay, so all of them had died. Can you imagine that? We have an entire group of people. They rejected God whenever God was going to give them the land. And so God said, fine, you want to stay out here in the wilderness? Then you're going to die out here. And instead, your sons and your daughters, they are going to go into the land. And so this whole generation was basically just, everyone was just kind of waiting for them to die so that their kids, their descendants would be able to enter into the promised land that God had promised to them. And so what we're going to see, again, we don't see the full reason here just because we're just doing one verse at a time. So we're going to keep seeing it in 5, 6, 7, 8 as we move forward. But basically the reason that we're seeing, they're just kind of setting the stage with this, is that all of the people who came out of Egypt, so they were circumcised, but they didn't end up doing any circumcisions after the fact, while they were in the wilderness. And so because of that, we have an entire generation coming on the scene that is now about to enter the land that hasn't been circumcised because they weren't circumcised in the wilderness. And so Joshua is getting the people ready. And so in Joshua 5:4, we don't see that last part. We only see the first part of the reasoning. We'll see the rest of it in the next few verses. But Joshua 5:4 begins to give us the reason. This is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the males of the people who came out of Egypt, all the men of war, had died in the wilderness on the way after they came out of Egypt. And so this is Joshua 5:4. The next video we will see Joshua 5:5.